Today's headlines. A counselor and a cop is killed as the New People's Army intensifies its attacks nationwide. The Department of Justice orders the National Bureau of Investigation to look into the health risks of the anti-dengue vaccine launched in 2016. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency reports that nearly 4,800 barangays have become drug-free. The Ateneo Blue Eagles beat the De La Salle Green Archers to win the UAAP Season 80 Championship. Good day, I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Members of the New People's Army murdered a counselor in his home in Cagayan over the weekend. Another NPA group tried but failed to seize a police station in Misamis Oriental. Here's our report.
Military troops are now hunting down members of the New People's Army who murdered a municipal councilor in Bagao, Cagayan on Saturday morning. Reports said 30 rebels surrounded the home of Councilor Angelo Luis. 4 of them forcibly made their way inside and shot him dead. The NPA also stole 4 firearms belonging to the Luis family before fleeing towards Sitio Cagurongan. NATO said the suspects reportedly belong to the NPA's Abraham Command operating in eastern Cagayan. NPA rebels also attacked and killed a policeman and wounded 6 others in an ambush in Labo, Camarines Norte. PO2 Richard Abad of the Provincial Mobile Force Company died on the spot while 6 of his colleagues were wounded during the attack in Sitio Binuang, Barangay Dagit. The police and military have launched pursuit operations against the rebels. Meanwhile, in Misamis Oriental, Binuangan Town Police repelled an attack by the NPA early Sunday morning. The attack lasted for 3 hours before the rebels retreated towards the uplands. 4 policemen were injured in the attack, while an undetermined number of rebels were killed and wounded. The Army's 4th Infantry Division said they expected attacks from the NPA to relieve the pressure it is experiencing in Surigao del Sur. 2 of its high-ranking members were killed in Surigao del Sur last week. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Rom Dulfo.
Authorities have condemned the latest atrocities of the New People's Army, which led to the death of a policeman and a government official over the weekend. Cagayan Governor Manuel Mamba condemned the killing of Bagao Councilor Angelo Luis on Saturday. Mamba said the killing is nothing but plain and simple terrorism. He vowed that the province's leaders would not bow down to the demands of the rebels. Philippine National Police Chief Director General Ronald De La Rosa also slammed the NPA for the treacherous attack in Labo, Camarines Norte, which killed 1 cop and wounded 6 others. Meanwhile, former President Fidel Ramos urged the armed forces of the Philippines and the PNP to be alert and watchful in the government's war on terror. Ramos said government forces must be on guard to thwart rebel attacks, especially with onset of Christmas season. He also stressed that the military and police must be ready to protect President Rodrigo Duterte as Commander-in-Chief. Meanwhile, the AFP said it expects the NPA to intensify its attacks against soft targets such as civilians and police outposts. Public Affairs Office Chief Colonel Edgar Arevalo said they are making up for their recent tactical defeats brought by intensified military operations. Arevalo urged the rebels to surrender and work for society or suffer the consequences. The National Bureau of Investigation will look into the supposed health risk brought by the world's first dengue vaccine, which was administered to hundreds of thousands of Filipino children in 2016. Here's our report.
Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre II will order the National Bureau of Investigation to look into reports on the risks of dengue vaxia, the world's first ever dengue vaccine. The Department of Health learned that a child who has not had dengue before receiving the vaccine could suffer from severe dengue after 30 months. NBI is set to conduct a fact-finding probe to determine possible liabilities of officials behind the project. The program was approved by former DOH Secretary Janet Garin and the administration of former President Benigno Aquino III, despite strong objections from medical experts. By approving the program, it made Filipino children guinea pigs of a clinical test. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said the DOH will place the dengue vaccination program on hold. Duque said they will trace those who have no history of dengue but received the vaccine. About 733,000 children received the vaccine under the school-based immunization program launched in 2016. Dr. Julius Lecciones, Philippine Children's Medical Center Chief, said Brazil will continue the vaccination to prove that they are looking at its benefits. Brazil saw a reduction of 93% in the severity of dengue and 82% in reduction in hospitalization. Lecciones said that so far, no confirmed death has been attributed to the dengue vaccination program in the country. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondo.
Transport Group Piston canceled planned nationwide transport strike supposed to be held starting today, December 4. Piston President George San Mateo made the announcement after Senator Grace Poe vowed to hear their concerns in a Senate hearing on Thursday, December 7. San Mateo, however, said they will prepare for a bigger strike on January. Poe, who chairs the Senate Committee on Public Services, earlier appealed to transport groups to call off their planned transport strike and sit down in the Senate hearing on the jeepney modernization program. Piston and the No to Jeepney Phase-Out Coalition said last week that they will stage another transport strike in protest against the government's plan to phase out old jeepney units. The Department of Transportation, however, warned that jeepney operators and drivers who will join the strike may lose their franchises and licenses. Still to come, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency reports that nearly 4,800 barangays have become drug-free. Security is tightened in Ilocos Norte as delegates meet for the ASEAN Forum on Urban Resilience to Climate Change. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency announced that nearly 5,000 out of 42,036 barangays in the country have been cleared of illegal drugs. PDEA Director General Aaron Aquino said these barangays were cleared by the Oversight Committee on Barangay Drug Clearing Program. The Oversight Committee is composed of PDEA, provincial representatives of the Philippine National Police, Department of Interior and Local Government, Department of Health, and local government units. Aquino said the committee validates a non-availability of drug supply in the area and the absence of drug transit activity and production before the barangay is declared drug-free. Batanes earned the distinction of being the country's first province to be proclaimed drug-free on June 2. Aquino said from June 2016 up to November 27, 2017, over 79,000 anti-illegal drugs operations have been completed by joint law enforcement agencies, including the neutralization of targets and dismantling of drug laboratories. The Zamboanga City Special Economic Zone and the Duty Free Philippines will establish a duty-free shop in the city. The lease agreement for the establishment was signed by Zambo Ecozone Chair and Administrator Christopher Lawrence Arnuco and Duty Free Philippines Chief Operating Officer Vicente Pelagia Angala. Arnuco said the duty-free shop will be open in the first quarter of 2018 at the Zambo Ecozone complex at Sitio San Ramon, Barangay Talisayan. Anuco said Duty-Free Philippines is positive of Zamboanga's prospect for trade and investments. He added the public will spend less since the duty-free shop will already be in this city. The items being sold at duty-free shop are tax-free and imported, which cannot be found in any of the shopping malls. Ilocos Norte Police intensified its security measures to ensure a peaceful conduct of the ongoing ASEAN Forum on Urban Resilience to Climate Change and Disaster Risk Reduction Management Strategies. ASEAN delegates are discussing how members of the regional bloc could help each other mitigate the impact of climate change. Around 150 delegates are attending the forum held at the Plaza del Norte Hotel and Convention Center from December 4 to 8. The delegates arrived in the province starting Sunday. Checkpoints and police visibility along the national highway are in place, while joint security teams from the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police are on full alert status. Provincial Tourism Officer Ayanri Raquel meanwhile said concerned agencies met at the Plaza del Norte for security and safety briefing. Pangasinan Governor Amado Espino III assured President Rodrigo Duterte that the province will be drug-free before the year ends. The governor assured the support of Pangasinan to President Duterte's war on illegal drugs. He also said the Pangasinan police is likewise optimistic that before the year ends, Pangasinan will be 100% drug-free. Based on a report from Pangasinan Provincial Police, 99% of its 1,259 drug-affected barangays are already cleared of illegal substances. Espino also reported that Pangasinan was among the first local government units to conduct mandatory random drug testing among over 4,000 workers sometime in August last year. The provincial government is now building a drug rehabilitation center for drug surrenderers in Barangay San Vicente, Burgos. Mayor Roberto Arcinoe also said Sual, the location of a 1,200-megawatt coal-fired power plant, is now drug-free. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio wants the public, especially parents, to take a look at the welfare of children this Christmas season. Duterte Carpio also called on the people not to forget the less fortunate families who are living in hunger in the midst of merrymaking and celebration. The mayor said Christmas is a season of sharing and giving, and not just the blessing but also their time, efforts, and prayer to those who are in need. She hopes that the light of Christmas will not be only seen in offices, homes, and establishments, but also in people's hearts. Duterte Carpio also extolled the security forces, the police, and soldiers who are sacrificing their time away from their families just to ensure the security of all people celebrating the season. Davao City is elevated to the Hall of Fame after winning in 3 straight years the Child-Friendly City Award. Its pet project, the Kian Gabriel Hotline, has led to the rescue of 483 children since its establishment. Last Friday, the mayor led the launching of the Pagbabago Kids in the Children's Play Park at the People's Park. Up next, the Ateneo Blue Eagles beat the De La Salle Green Archers to win the UAAP Season 80 Championship. The Philippines and Spain team up to promote sustainable tourism in Intramuros. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Sa dulo ng kasiyang ito ay ang nakakabinging sakripisyo at lungkot ng ating mga OFW sa China.
I think half of the engineers in Suzhou umuwi noon ng Pinas. Pauwi dahil sa visa. Ayaw bigyan kami ng visa.
May pa nangyari sir, yung paglipat kami, nahirapan kami lumipat ng bahay. Dahil galit nga sila sa atin yung time na yun.
Sinunog yung motor nun?
Sinunog pa yung motor ng kasama ko. Sinunog, dahil galit na sa amin. Grabing pulis, grabing gusto nila ipakulong kami.
We're Filipino. We're here. Sabi ko, nandito kami, dala-dala namin watawat namin. So don't do that. Yung time na China, Philippines yung relationship na magulo. Kung ma-imagine, lahat kami, musikero, engineer, teacher, change message kami. Pare, wag kayo magparanoid, pare. Siyempre, pag-uwi, nakauwi kami ng Pinas. Ilang milyon kami nandito, natatrabaho. Ano may bigay trabaho sa amin? Sa Pinas at that time.
Si Tatay Digong na, napaka-smooth po. Sobra. Welcome talaga. Sobra, sabi ko, grabe talaga si Tatay Digong. Nagpasalamat ko. Lord, salamat. Binigay mo sa amin si Tatay Digong.
This is Secretary Martin Andanar, and you're watching. Ito ang Shanghai, isang modernong syudad na dinisenyo para maging sentro ng kalakalan ng bansang China. Mula kalsada, airport, mga gusali, subway system, hanggang broadcasting ay may tuturing world-class. Kaya naman hindi kataka-taka na ang Shanghai ay dagsaan ng mga turista, negosyante at mga manggagawa. Pati ako nga napadpad sa lugar na ito upang pag-aralan ng mga high-tech media companies at palawakin ang ating media exchange programs para makapag-upgrade ng skills ang mga kasamahan ko sa government media. Mahigit 5,000 ang OFWs dito sa Shanghai. Kanya-kanyang pangarap, trabaho, at kanya-kanyang kwento ng buhay. Pero isang kwento na natuklasan ko na hindi ko malimutan ay ang kwento ng 5 taong gulang na si Nicolas.
Dito sa Shanghai, libo-libong mga Pilipino ang nagtatrabaho dito. Ang iba meron papel, ang iba wala. Si Nick, itong pianista dito, keyboardist, maswerte dahil meron siyang papel. Kasama niya kanyang asawa, kinakapulan na nandito. Siya po ay singer. Siya po yung lead singer. May papel man sila, pero kawawa pa rin kasi hindi sapat yung kanilang kinikita para tustusan ang pangailangan ng kanilang anak. Yung kanilang anak, yung natutulog doon sa mesa. Si Nicolas, 5 years old, ayaw man nila ang sitwasyon ng ganito pero walang choice kasi walang magbabantay kay Nicolas sa bahay. So kailangan dalhin dito habang nagpa-perform si Nick at ang kanyang asawa na si Eileen. Ayun, nakapula. So ganun po kahirap ang buhay ng mga OFWs dito sa Shanghai at ganun din siguro sa Suzhou pati sa Beijing. Kaya nga ang mga OFWs ay tunay na mga bagong bayani ng ating bansa.
Karamihan sa mga OFW dito sa Shanghai ay mga engineer, architect, teacher at domestic helper.
Ang bilang ng overstay dito sa Shanghai, yung last year is 2,000. Ay hindi ko lang po alam sa itong 2017.
Yung Shanghai lang?
Shanghai lang.
Pero yung legal, mga 8,000?
Kasama na po dun yung ili. Actually, sir, mas marami ang bilang ng walang papel.
Bagamat sari-saring problema ang kinakarap ng OFWs dito sa Shanghai, kita sa kanilang mga mukha ang pag-asa na guminhawa ang buhay.
The Ateneo Blue Eagles bagged the UAAP Season 80 Championship in Game 3 of the finals against De La Salle Green Archers. Isaac Go buried the three-pointer with 24 seconds left to seal the win for the Blue Eagles. Finals MVP 30 Ravenna led Ateneo with 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Matt Nieto added 14 points while Cheese Ikek chipped in 12 points and 13 rebounds. Two-time MVP Ben Embala finished with 19 points and 14 rebounds, but he was held back by Ateneo's defense. The Blue Eagles won their first title since their 5-peat run from 2008 to 2012. Ateneo now owns a total of 9 men's senior basketball titles. They also avenged their finals defeat to the Green Archers, who swept them last year. The Adamson Pep Squad won its first ever UAAP Cheer Dance Championship, thus ending the 4-year reign of the NU Pep Squad. Here's our report.
The Adamson Pep Squad reigned supreme for the first time in the UAAP Season 80 Cheer Dance competition held at the Mall of Asia Arena on Saturday night. The Adamsonians put to an end the dream run of the NU Pep Squad, which won 4 consecutive times prior to this year. Adamson Pep won over the audience and judge with a near-flawless, old-school music-themed routine. The USD Salangao dance troupe captured second place, followed by the UE Pep Squad. The NU Pep Squad fell to a tie with the FAU Cheering Squad for 4th place. The UP Pep Squad, which made a comeback after a 1-year hiatus, did not make it to the podium for the first time in 20 years. UP Pep, however, took 3rd place in the group stunts contest, which was dominated by the FAU Cheering Squad, followed by Adamson. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
The Spanish government and the Philippines are teaming up to strengthen tourism in Intramuros by using human resources and food. Here's our report.
The Spanish government, in collaboration with the Philippines, revealed efforts to integrate the human resources in Intramuros to make activities within the so-called walled city more sustainable and attractive to tourists. Guillermo Escribano, First Secretary of the Spanish Embassy in Manila, introduced Rolling Manila, a project to redesign food carts and stalls in Intramuros to promote a sustainable integration of livelihood and tourism. Escribano said that vendors, as part of Intramuros, will be made to look pleasing and serve clean food. Maria Rita Matute, Executive Director of the Design Center of the Philippines, said the concept is to cash in on the food culture in Manila. Together with Intramuros administration and networking platform Zoo House, they aim to uplift Filipino street food vendors and promote food culture. Data by the Embassy of Spain in the Philippines show that the vendors make up a collective that can be considered as living treasures of Manila. The Intramuros administration intends to roll out the project by the first quarter of next year. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's headlines. A counselor and a cop is killed as the New People's Army intensifies its attacks nationwide. The Department of Justice orders the National Bureau of Investigation to look into the health risks of the anti-dengue vaccine launched in 2016. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency reports that nearly 4,800 barangays have become drug-free. The Ateneo Blue Eagles beat the De La Salle Green Archers to win the UAAP Season 80 Championship. The holidays are coming soon. It's 21 days before Christmas. For more stories, please log on to www.pna.gov.ph or visit the PNA page on Facebook and Twitter. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Good day.